Hi everyone, so my name is Margaret Davis and I am a graduate assistant with the Wellness Center, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about how to create a consistent meditation practice for yourself. I know that Katie did a video about how to create a consistent yoga practice, so I thought that we could talk a little bit about meditation today, a few things that helped me in creating my personal meditation practice, and just some things to think about as you are either diving into meditation for the first time or just trying to make your meditation practice a little bit more consistent. So the first thing that I would recommend is to start small. So I like to compare meditation to working out, except you're working out your mind. So if you have never worked out before, or if you have never gone into the gym before, and you're wanting to create a workout practice, a consistent workout practice, it's going to be difficult if you try to force yourself to go to the gym every single day for an hour or 2 hours or something like that. It's a lot easier for you to ease into that practice if you maybe say, okay, I'm going to work out 3 times a week or something like that. So similarly, in meditation, you don't want to say, all right, I'm going to create a meditation practice. I'm going to sit down and meditate for 30 minutes every single day, no questions asked. And that's not very realistic for all of us, Maybe it's a bit more realistic right now with the whole situation going on with the coronavirus. We have a little bit more time on our hands, but, a lot of us are still working. We still have things to do during the day. So starting small with meditation is important. Sorry, I have this list over here, and that's why I'm looking at it. I want to make sure that I stay on track. So starting small, so maybe meditating for 2 to 5 minutes 3 times a week or something like that. Setting a small goal for yourself. For me, I think I started meditating 5 minutes a day. And I wouldn't do it every day. I'd try to do it maybe once or twice a week, 3 times a week, something like that. So starting small, realizing that it's going to be very difficult to sit down and meditate for an extended period of time right when you're starting out. And then the second thing that I would say is picking a meditation space is really important. So finding an area in your house or your apartment or your dorm where you can be free from distraction and uninterrupted for a certain period of time. If you do, live with someone else and you don't have a space for yourself, maybe meditating in your car, maybe going into the bathroom and shutting the door and meditating there. You can create a space pretty much anywhere, even if you have to drive somewhere, or maybe finding a meditation class or some space that you can go into where you are free from distraction. And then the third thing is choosing a time to meditate, but with this being flexible. So for me, I meditate in the mornings. That is the time that I find allows me to be most consistent with my practice, but that may be different for you. Maybe you meditate in the evenings, maybe you would rather meditate on your lunch break or something like that. So choosing a time that works for you, but also with that being flexible with that time. So I choose to meditate in the mornings. But sometimes if I have a really busy morning and I am not able to meditate in the morning, I get in this headspace and I say to myself, okay, well, I didn't meditate in the morning, so I guess I can't meditate at all today. When that isn't necessarily true. I might have some extra time in the evening to meditate. So setting that time for yourself where you are going to meditate, but being flexible with that and realizing that it might not always work out every single day at that exact time, and you might have to switch things around. And then the fourth thing I would say is to accept that each meditation is going to be different for you. So you're not going to sit down every single day and meditate and it'd be super easy and blissful, and you immediately get into that space of relaxation. A lot of times meditation is very, very difficult. It's hard to sit with our thoughts and emotions. So acceptance is a big thing. Accepting that some days you're not going to want to do it. Some days it's going to be very difficult to sit for an extended period of time. Some days your mind is going to wander even more than usual. So just accepting that each time you practice, it will be different. And then next, I would say, if you are just starting out, I would highly suggest to begin with guided meditations. It can be difficult to just sit in silence or sit with music if you've never meditated before. And even if you are more experienced, there are days where it's a little bit harder to just sit with your thoughts, and you may need a little bit of guidance. For me this morning, I was very tired, and my mind didn't really feel like it could sit with itself. And so I decided to do a guided meditation and have a voice guide me through it. So I highly recommend choosing a guided meditation app, possibly. There's a lot of different apps out there. A few that I recommend are Calm, Headspace, and Insight Timer. And then YouTube also has plenty of guided meditations. So experiment with different guided meditations, different voices. Maybe you like a female voice, a male voice. Maybe you like someone that talks a little bit slower, a little bit faster. So figuring out what works for you. And then lastly, I would say having compassion for when you fall off of your consistent practice, having compassion for yourself. Life gets in the way, things get in the way, and it's hard to create a habit and stick to it consistently all the time, week after week. Things come up in our lives, things get busier, we go through certain things, and it's hard to consistently do something every single day. So I would highly recommend trying to have compassion for yourself when you do fall off of your schedule. If you don't meditate for 3 or 4 days or weeks or months, having compassion for yourself and then coming back to it when you can. So I hope that you gained some insight during this talk. And if you have any questions or need any tips or any help, feel free to please direct message us on Instagram, or you can email us at wellness@uark.edu. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your morning or evening or afternoon, whatever time it is that you are watching this. I hope you all are staying safe and taking care of yourself.